What's going on, y'all? Today is the first Motivation Monday. I just want to let you guys know, man. Um, I'm really excited about what's getting ready to happen. Um, I just feel like there's so many things that we want to do as individuals in life that we may or may not have done them. And I want to get down to why we haven't done them to solve the problem and put ourselves in a position where we're happy with, our lives, our families, our relationships, our work, our finances. And, I just wanted to bring everybody together in a forum to make that happen. So we're here. We're here in the situation room because this is where we solve all our situations. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, if you're satisfied with your life and everything, and you're satisfied with how things are going, you know, maybe you just need to cut this off, man. Just go ahead and cut it off and maintain your lifestyle, because not everybody has lofty expectations or, uh, you know, have things that they feel that they really need to do outside of what they're already doing. Maybe you've already reached your goals financially, spiritually, emotionally. Um, maybe you're already where you need to be. But for other folks like us, myself included, you know, we're going to continue to move forward to try to figure out what we really are feeling about things that are going on in our lives. So the first thing that I want to say is thank you for coming. And the second thing I want you to think of is you're going to have to be more selfish. Now, this is the thing that is going to be an issue for those that may be around you or for other people who aren't seeing things from our perspective. When I say being more selfish, that doesn't mean that you're going to take away from somebody else. That is a way that a lot of people control folks from not expressing themselves and not reaching their full potential, because they'll say, oh, you're being selfish. All you're doing is thinking about yourself. And a lot of that has to do with you not focusing enough on what that other person's needs are, or it may even be that they don't want you to succeed or put yourself in that position for whatever personal reasons those may be. And that is something you have to really understand. You have to really understand that when you say you're being more selfish, that doesn't mean take away from somebody else. That means doing more for you, doing more for what you want to do in life. So that's the main thing that I'm really trying to get to in this particular in this episode of Motivation Mondays, is that we're going to get more selfish, man. We're going to start thinking about the things that we have not done for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If health hasn't been in importance to you, then that is what we're going to concentrate. You're going to take time out of your day or whatever else you do in life, and you're going to take time to start eating right. You're going to take time to start going to the gym, and you're going to take time to start putting yourself into a position health-wise. If it's a financial thing where you want to reach a certain financial goal, then you're going to put yourself in that position where you stand in your truth and think about, what do I need to do to get my finances where they need to be? If it's in your relationship, you want to improve it. You want to be in a loving, relationship that's going back and forth between two loving individuals, rather than you feeling like you might be the person who doesn't need to be in a relationship or the other person, then you're going to take time to be selfish enough to think about that. So that is the main thing. How selfish are you going to be so you can reach your goal? And myself personally, you know, I've always put myself first. And it's going to sound bad, but I have. I've always put myself first. I didn't, I'm not married. I don't have any children. I've always put myself in position for myself to be, to have the option of doing whatever it is I wanted to do as a person. You know what I'm saying? But even with that being said, I still haven't accomplished the majority of the goals that I wanted to accomplish in life. So for me, it's a matter of trying to figure out, what haven't I done in that element? I don't have a problem with looking at myself first to move to a certain area, graduate from college, be in this relationship, not be in this relationship, start this business, get out of that business. But even with that being said, I still have a lot of work to do on that front, So that's the first thing that we have to do. We have to be more selfish and think about what it is that we need to do. Second of all, we got to understand, you as a person, you have to understand, who are you? Are you living the life that you want to live, or are you living the life that somebody else thinks you should be living? How honest are you with yourself? You can't lie to yourself anymore. It's easy. You shouldn't lie to anybody. I mean, there's a lot of what you shouldn't do's, but the worst thing of all is lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I make it very clear. One, I don't lie to people, period. Not because I'm, all of that. It's because I view it as me lying to somebody is disrespecting myself. That's a form of taking that selfishness and putting it inward and saying, you know what? I'm not lying because it's bad to lie to other people. Yeah, that's a byproduct of that. I don't lie to people because that's disrespectful to me. I should be representing who I am all the time. You know what I'm saying? If I believe something and that's how I think, I need to be able to say that's how I think. And secondly, respect how you feel, man. If you feel, any type of way, the new buzzword saying, about something, you need to let it be known. You know what I'm saying? You need to let it be known to at least yourself. If you're not going to go out and say something to somebody else, because I understand that a lot of times it might not be feasible for you to say something. It might be your boss that says something irritating to you. It might be somebody of, police officer or something. You might be in a situation of that nature. But at least don't lie to yourself and tell you, oh, well, it was okay. And, oh, man, it was all good. She dogged me out, or she said this and that. And, oh, man, I'm not even tripping. All that, I'm not even tripping. We're not doing that anymore. We're tripping, okay? Because we're going to fix it. We're going to make sure that in the future, people are going to know how we feel, what it is that we're doing, and they're going to know we're serious about what we're doing in life, So those are the 2 or 3 things that we need to concentrate first and foremost, man. It's all about you. It's all about your internal nature. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your focus. It's all about your integrity. You can do anything you want to do. Anything you want to do. I don't care, outside of something that involves some physics or something, something that you may not be able to jump off a building and fly, but we're not getting ridiculous because we're all grown folks and we know what's foolishness and what's the truth. But if you got a tangible, reachable goal, you can get it. You know what I'm saying? There's these people out here that's getting it, that have less than you, that have less ability than you, less education than you, maybe less knowledge than you. But at the end of the day, the main thing they have is hustle. They're getting off their behinds and getting out there and getting it. You know what I'm saying? I see it every day. I'm out here in Los Angeles. I see people out here getting their hustle on. They're not just talking. They're not just saying, another thing. Stop saying things that sound good. Stop saying, oh, man, don't talk about it, be about it, and all that kind of stuff, man. All those things, it's all about action. It's all about putting yourself in a position to succeed. And that's all we're doing. We don't care about what anybody thinks. I'm not on here trying to make myself into anybody. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I don't care who don't like me. I don't care who like me. If you like me, I know you like me. If you don't like me, I don't care. You're not going to affect me any kind of way. And you need to be thinking the same thing, because some people are going to think you're crazy. When you all of a sudden decide you're jumping from A and you jump into Q in alphabet, they're going to think you're crazy. Family going to think you're crazy. Significant other going to think you're crazy. Kids might think you're crazy. Because if you're 40-something years old and you say, I'm going back to college, they might look at you like, why? Why didn't you do that when you was 20 or, back when you got out of high school? Maybe you wasn't ready. Maybe that wasn't your time. Maybe your calling was something else. You know what I'm saying? So we're going after everything. So I want you to sit down this week and I want you to think about all the possible things that you have not done or things you may have done. Write them down, figure this whole thing out, and we're going to go from there. You know what I'm saying? It's all about mindset. It's all about what you're going to do about your situation and how quickly, when you see somebody else do something that you respect, your mindset will change. I will leave you with this last little caveat. I had the privilege of talking to the late great hip hop icon Nate Dogg, and he told me this story that I thought was real telling about the difference between a personality and a B personality. He was in the studio with Dr. Dre, and they both were working on a song or track, and they both got their royalty checks in. And you know, Nate got his check, Dre got his check. So Nate took his check out, tore it all open, pulled it all out, checked it all out. $75,000, man, 75 G's. He said, man, I was like, man, that's what I needed, man. I needed that 75. You know, I'm about to go get this. I'm about to go get the new rims. I'm about to go hook my gear up, man. He started thinking about all this stuff he was going to buy, just going in his head. He was figuring it all out. And he just couldn't wait for the session to be over so he can hurry up and get out and he can crack this, you know, he can crack this check so he can go out there and get it cracking. Meanwhile, he looked over at Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre got his envelope, working on a beat on a drum machine, beating it out. Got his check, picked it up, looked at it, did one of these numbers where you kind of peel it back, put it right back down, kept working on the beat. Didn't say nothing. Didn't say a word. And they sitting there looking at him, waiting for him to say something. He's working. Dre's working. So his curiosity got the best of him. Like, yo, Dre, hey man, how much you get, man? You know, man, I got 75 grand. How much you get in your check? Dr. Dre said without even looking up from the drum machine. 750,000. 750,000 was Dre's check. He was still working. He was still grinding. Nate said after he said that, he said, I didn't feel like buying anything after that. That was the difference between him and me. These are the type of lessons that I've been privy to hear from, face to face, you know, via being in the entertainment industry and being able to hear these stories. That right there changed the way he thought about things at that point. So when people talk about, oh man, Dr. Dre, you know, he ain't worth $1 billion, man, Beats by Dre, man, there's a reason why he's worth 750 million now. Because when he got a $750,000 check, he was about his business. Okay? So money's nothing but zeros and where the decimal point lies. Do not be surprised when Dr. Dre closes another deal and he does hit $1 billion. So those kind of things inspire me, man. I love hearing about people changing their perspective and doing the things like that and making money and how it changes their aspect and how people change their lifestyle and what they do to pursue their goals. I get excited behind that, man. I'm not one of them people who don't like to hear that somebody else is doing well. I love to hear that other people's doing well. And that's what we're going to be doing every Monday. We're going to be on here and we're going to be talking. We're going to be trading each other, you know, trading ideas. We're going to be trying to build each other up. And we're going to build a community of workers. We're going to build a community of hustlers. We're going to build a community of people who are going to go out there and make a difference in their lives and their family lives and their careers. That's what we're going to do. Motivation Mondays. Let's get it cracking.